Let's start now. The Assassin's Shadow. Survival is a debt that must be paid in blood. After surviving the betrayal of Hwang Dong-Suk, Sung Jin-Woo has become a marked man. While he tries to fly under the radar, the association has called for a special raid, one that pairs regular hunters with convicted magical criminals for a probation mission. But hidden among the prisoners is a professional killer from the Hunter's Surveillance Department tasked with a secret execution. In the dark tunnels of a D-rank gate, Jin-Woo will face an opponent who doesn't fight like a monster, but like a shadow. The world's weakest is about to show the world that some shadows are deeper than others. Scene 1. The Gathering of the Damned. The entrance to the dungeon was surrounded by high-security fencing and armed guards. This wasn't a standard raid. Standing in the cold morning mist were three groups. The survivors of the Kartan Temple Ju-hee and Mimater Song, a trio of death row inmates in mana-suppressing handcuffs, and the man overseeing them all, Kang Taeshik. Kang Taeshik was a B-rank assassin from the Association's Surveillance Department. He had a permanent, unsettling smirk and eyes that seemed to count the heartbeats of everyone around him. All right, listen up, Kang barked, his voice cutting through the fog. These prisoners are here to reduce their sentences. If they step out of line, I kill them. If you regular hunters get in my way, I might accidentally forget to protect you. Clear? Jin-Woo stood at the edge of the group, his hood pulled low. He felt a chill that had nothing to do with the weather. His stat was vibrating. Kang Taeshik wasn't just a guard, he was a shark in a pool of minnows. Jin-Woo? Is that really you? Jo-hee rushed over, her face a mix of relief and worry. I heard about the key rank raid. I thought you were hurt. Jin-Woo looked at her. He saw the trauma still lingering in her eyes from the double dungeon. I'm fine, Jo-hee. Just stay close to Mimater Song today. Don't go deeper than you have to. Scene 2. Into the labyrinth. The dungeon was a winding series of tunnels infested with goblins and hobgoblins. For Jin-Woo, these were no longer a threat. He moved with a mechanical efficiency, his movements so subtle that the others didn't notice his true speed. He was acting like an E-rank, but his eyes were constantly tracking Kang Taeshik. As the group split into smaller teams to cover more ground, the atmosphere shifted. The light from the mana crystals grew dim. Something's wrong, Mimater Song whispered, gripping his sword. Where are the prisoners? Suddenly, a scream echoed from a side tunnel. It wasn't a monster's roar. It was the sound of a man begging for his life. Jin-Woo sprinted toward the sound, leaving the others behind. He reached a clearing just in time to see Kang Taeshik standing over the corpses of the three inmates. The assassin's daggers were dripping with fresh human blood. Sung Jin-Woo, Kang said, not even looking up. You're faster than you look. I suppose the world's weakest label was a lie, wasn't it? Scene 3, the assassin's contract. Kang Taeshik wiped his blade on a prisoner's uniform. I was paid a lot of money to make sure these three never walked out of here. And since you saw me do it, well, I can't have witnesses, can I? You're a government official, Jin-Woo said, his voice cold and steady. You're supposed to police hunters, not execute them for profit. Profit is the only law in this world. Kid, Kang laughed. He vanished.
Skill. Stealth activated.
Jin-Woo's eyes darted around the empty tunnel. He couldn't see him. He couldn't hear him. This was the first time he had faced a specialized assassin class. But Jin-Woo didn't use his eyes. He used his sense stat. A blade whistled toward Jin-Woo's throat from the air itself. Jin-Woo tilted his head by a fraction of an inch. The metal grazed his cheek, drawing a thin line of red. Fast. Kang's voice whispered from the shadows. Very fast. You're not E rank. You're at least a high B rank. Why hide it? Because, unlike you, Jin-Woo replied, drawing Kasaka's poison fang, I don't kill for fun. Scene 4, Steel versus Shadow. The two blurred into motion. It was a battle of pure reflexes. Kang Taeshik was a B rank, but his experience was vast. He moved like liquid, his dual daggers weaving a web of steel around Jin-Woo. Clang, clang, clang. The sound of their blades clashing was like rapid-fire gunfire. Minner Song and Ju-hee arrived at the edge of the clearing, frozen in shock. They couldn't even see the combatants. Only sparks flying in the darkness and the sound of tearing air. Is that Jin-Woo? Jo-hee gasped, her hands trembling. Kang Taeshik was growing frustrated. Every lethal strike he threw was parried or dodged. What are you? Your mana feels low, but your body is like a machine. Jin-Woo didn't answer. He was analyzing. Kang used stealth every few seconds to reset his position. Jin-Woo waited for the moment the mana flickered. Got you, Jin-Woo muttered. Head, E act violent //. The purple dagger glowed with a feral light. Jin-Woo drove forward, catching Kang's shoulder. The poison from the Kasaka's fang began to seep into the assassin's veins immediately. Scene 5. The final strike. Kang Taeshik stumbled, his movement slowing as the paralysis effect took hold. His smirk was gone, replaced by a mask of pure rage and fear. You monster. You're not a hunter. You're something else, Kang screamed, throwing a handful of smoke bombs and lunging for one last desperate strike. Jin-Woo closed his eyes. He felt the movement of the air. He felt the killing intent. He stepped forward, his dagger leading the way. The blade passed through the smoke and found its mark. The silence that followed was absolute. The smoke cleared, revealing Jin-Woo standing with his back to Kang Taeshik. Kang stood still for a moment, then fell to his knees, a massive gash across his chest. I see, Kang whispered, coughing up blood. The darkness, it's not coming from the dungeon. It's coming from you. You are the king of the shadows. Kang Taeshik collapsed, his life force fading into the stone.
Level up, level up. You have defeated a B rank assassin.
Scene 6. The weight of the secret. Jin-Woo stood over the body, his breathing heavy. He looked back at Ju-hee and Monarch Song. They were staring at him as if he were a stranger. To them, the boy they knew was gone. In his place stood a man who had just executed a high-ranking official with terrifying ease. Jin-Woo. Ju-hee took a step forward, her voice breaking. Don't, Jin-Woo said, his eyes glowing with a cold light. Tell the association that Kang Taeshik went crazy and killed the prisoners, and then he was killed by the dungeon boss. If you tell them the truth, they will never let me go. And they will come for you too. Monarch Sung nodded solemnly. I owe you my life from the temple, Jin-Woo. Your secret is safe with me. Ju-hee just looked at him. tears streaming down her face. She realized then that Jin-Woo had stepped into a world where she could never follow. He was walking a path of solitude. Scene 7, Season 1 finale, The Monarch Awakens. Weeks later, Jin-Woo sat on the roof of a skyscraper, overlooking the neon lights of Seoul. He had changed his clothes, his hair was longer, and his presence was now so dense that birds refused to land near him. A blue screen flickered before him.
Hidden quest. The job change quest requirement. Reach level 40. Status. Completed location. The cursed castle. Description. The throne is empty. Will you take it?
Jin-Woo stood up. He felt the power humming in his bones. He was no longer the boy who begged for his life in the Kartanon Temple. He was the one who decided who lived and who died. The system isn't a game anymore, he said to the wind. It's a countdown to the end of the world. And I'm the only one who can stop the clock. Across the ocean, in a massive American fortress, Hwang Dong-Suk slammed his fist into a desk. The assassin I sent to Korea is dead? And the E-ranker is still alive? Prepare my jet. I'm going to Seoul myself. Back in Korea, Chairman Go Gun-hee looked at a file labeled Sung Jin-Woo. He smiled a weary, hopeful smile. The 10th rank, or something far greater. The war is coming, and we finally have a king. Jin-Woo walks into a golden gate, his shadow on the ground stretching out and forming the shape of a knight with a long sword. Next, Season 2, The Monarch's Rise. End of Episode 6.